Welcome back, everybody, to the Wake Show. I'm your cruise director, Victor, and I'm super excited because today I have a very, very special guest. She's our enrichment lecturer for this cruise. She's Dr. Michelle May. How are you, Michelle?
I'm great, thank you.
Thank you very much for coming to the show. We've been looking forward to have you right here because cruising is not just about having fun. We can also learn some things. We can improve ourselves,
That's right.
and that's why you're here on board. So how are you, Michelle?
I'm doing great. I'm having a great time.
How long have you been on board the ship already?
I got on in Shanghai.
In Shanghai with everybody
All
else.
time. Mm-hmm.
Very good. So it's been, how many talks have you done already?
Let's see, 5, 6?
5, 6?
I still have another 7 left, 8 left.
7 days, 8 left. And what do you talk about normally in your enrichment lectures?
Well, I'm a family physician by training,
Okay.
but for the last 20 years I've been teaching mindful eating and mindful living. And so I basically work with people to help them pay more intention and attention to their eating and also to their living.
I should definitely go to your enrichment lecture because I have a big problem with sweets.
Oh, well, I don't know if it's a
Yes.
big problem. You like sweets?
I like sweets. I actually eat quite healthy because I don't eat meat. I don't eat a lot of things. I eat very healthy, but then I completely collapse when it comes to dessert time.
Ah, well, as I was telling my audience today, most people do not have a problem with food. It's their solution.
Okay. So it's not it's a solution.
Yeah, so we could work on that.
Let's work on that. So, Michelle, what can we expect from your talks? I mean, you have so many different ones.
Lots of different topics. So I talk about, if you want to talk about food, one of the examples that we've been doing is how to eat more mindfully. I think, people often eat mindlessly or for emotional reasons.
Yes.
So when they're eating because it's there, or because they're sad or stressed or bored.
Or happy to celebrate a big
Or
barbecue. Yeah, everything is.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
everything.
I
And
agree.
so we wrap it all around food. So we love food, but we don't usually eat like we love food.
What do you mean? Now I'm
Well,
intrigued.
so we think about it, we say, oh, I love sugar, I have a problem with sugar, and then we come back to our room and we have these on our bed,
Yes.
and then we mindlessly unwrap them and pop them in our mouth while we're changing our clothes.
That's-
And we're not even enjoying the sugar that we said we love, right?
Actually, it's funny that you said that because I would have had 5 by the time
By
I'm
the time
changing my clothes.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. We laughed about that yesterday. We did a chocolate tasting, which I'm going to repeat again in a few
Okay.
days here, and we laughed about how many we could have eaten in the time that we ate one. You want to try it?
Sure, I want to try. Let's see.
Okay, so we're going to make eating a sensuous, multi-sensory experience. I
Okay.
knew you would like that, Victor.
I mean,
So first, we look at it and notice that it's been wrapped beautifully to
Yes.
attract our attention and make us feel like it's a special gift. And so we want to first have a feast for the eyes.
Okay.
And then open it and notice the sound, listen to it, and notice that even just unwrapping the chocolate makes your mouth water.
it is true.
Yeah, so salivation is a sign of appetite, not hunger, so don't get confused. It just
Okay.
means you want the food. And then once
So
you
what would be the difference between appetite and hunger?
well, so that's an important concept because a lot of times people are eating on autopilot, but hunger is a physical set of symptoms
of
that you're
needing food to
of
survive.
needing. Your body is giving you clues that its fuel levels are low.
Okay.
Okay. But appetite or deliciousness is okay too. Now, smell your food.
Oh,
Right? Delicious, right? Your tongue only tastes sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and umami, which is a savory flavor. Everything else that you get from eating comes from smelling. So just take a moment to smell your food and then get ready
I'm
to
laughing
put it.
because
You're like can't even.
I'm loving it. Okay.
So now you can either put the whole thing in your mouth or take a bite, whichever you prefer. There's no right or wrong way, but decide what you prefer to do.
Actually, normally I would just shove it in.
Right.
But with all of this, I kind of want to have a little bite.
Savor it, right? Yeah. So savor it. Once it's there, notice the flavor, the texture. Notice that as it warms up and kind of coats your tongue, it sort of has a creamy deliciousness, right?
It does.
It does. And so you take your time and then you have another bite and another bite. So that is, in essence, mindful eating. It's not about making foods good or bad. It's about loving food more, not less.
I'm actually loving it.
Right? And you could have eaten all of them and not really enjoyed any of them.
And it's true. I often do that with sweets.
Lots of people do.
I just open it and
Right, right. So that's what I'm
This
here. I'm just
very
here to
different.
help people learn a new way of thinking about food. I love the idea of coming back new, and so if we can come back not just well rested, but with a few new skills that we can bring into our lives, I think that's a really good investment.
So where can we find you? Like, when are your talks? Where are your talks?
They're usually about 1:30 in the afternoon. Sorry, at your siesta time, but in the Vista Lounge.
In the Vista Lounge.
In the Vista Lounge.
Do you have any particular talk today?
Today we're going to do mindful movement. We're going to talk about bringing joy back into physical activity, which I know you know all about. At least dancing, right?
Dancing, yes. Dancing, yes.
And then we'll talk a little bit about relationships in the next couple days, and then we're going to circle back to some talks that I did at the beginning that were really popular about mindful eating.
So it's all about It's all about living mindfully, living better.
Living
Not
better.
good or bad, just
Exactly. I
improving
don't
what you're
believe
doing.
in good or bad. I believe in just enjoying it more and being more mindful.
Thank you very much for coming to the show,
My
Michelle. It was
pleasure.
very interesting. Thank you very much, Dr. Michelle May. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned and we'll come back in just a second.